Hey there, everybody. Here we are in my very final regular match of season 41. The beat 'em. The playing Sicomatic. Let's take a look at the board. Well, I was just gonna say right now I'm ahead in the standings, but Zico's just like a few points behind me, and then Honda's not too far behind us either. I think they have 15 and 14, and I have 17 and a half. So Honda still has one match left with Nerdbound. So what two players make it to the finals is completely up in the air as far as the three of us. So no one else is in contention at this point. If I just like tie out for the rest of the matches I play, I'll win this season. But anyway, so these games are pretty important. You probably, I mean, not probably, you're gonna do a big horn thing here with Academy, and then Ranger for draw. Probably not Royal Blacksmith. I mean, I guess you could try a Miser. I think that's most likely going to be a little slower than not doing it. I think your problem would be, may open Guide Jack. I mean, you can open Village Jack, you can open Silver Miser. Miser is just pretty scary for hitting the Academy pretty quickly, and then two for just buying stuff in general. It could work out. Not impossible, but. And Jack really should be fine for the first, as long as you're hitting a state when you play it, I think it's reasonable. You can try to do. You're gonna live and die by their. You could open Guide Miser, I guess. He's going Jack, so I think I like this. Hopefully he draws his guide or something, but you could do Silver Jack as well, though, in the opening, or like Village. There's like a limit to how many guides you truly want, but maybe 2 is all right. I mean, if you're gonna get them now, is like the time. Hopefully, I guess it doesn't matter really what's on top here. You could just buy a fair. You can also start on the Rangers. Which I think is reasonable. This could be nice if he hits a Jack or something. Okay. Or if he has Jack in hand with a Ranger, that could be really nice. Okay, he didn't have that. But still pretty good turn for him. And I mean, he didn't collide. Well, I guess a collision would have been not a big deal in this case. But. We'll take Academy. That's like not hard. Like that's not a. I mean, I don't think it's like that good for me to trigger there. to get a pretty big turn here. Not that much money. That kind of sucks. Like 7 would be quite a bit. I mean, 6 is okay, but 7 would be quite a bit nicer. Truly. We might go ahead and get the hop already, though. We're actually going to have problems drawing deck. We actually are. And so I think I maybe should not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that the horn there was that good, but no, I just want to hit the range. Like he should just buy a ranger. There, yeah, I don't like that hop too much. This was really quite fortunate. Well, it didn't end up mattering, but. Now I'm just gonna hit the rangers really hard. So he didn't even get to 3 there, so that's not that nice. Yeah, I guess I play ranger and then jack. Or not. I could not play the jack. So this still gives me like ranger village. I'm not a fan of his second hop, but you either have to have a lot of rangers here or you have to get, yeah, I mean, you can do Royal Blacksmith if you want to try and filter through things, but I think it can be, I think the timing of it can be awkward. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense if you have the 2 horns, but like what is the possible up? I guess there's a fair amount of upside potentially here. Though it's not huge. I'm probably going to guide this first hand. Like his jack doesn't, I mean, his jack still doesn't activate. He can play ranger. He does play the jack, I guess, because he has the do you have a guide down still? Yeah, okay. We've got a few guides now. He's still heavy on the hops, in my opinion, but maybe he gets there. I mean, I guess if you can draw the... This is, to me, very strange. Does he just think he's going to get the 5 province turn? Maybe he can, but... Like, what do you... 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So he does have 8 uniques, which I don't have yet. Maybe I'm, maybe I'm reading this totally wrong, but this was pretty bad draw for me. You did have to double guide, so that's nice. He doesn't have I guess he's got enough here. He didn't get copper, so he doesn't 8. He's got to get some villagers here. I basically need a good turn, and then I need him to have a not great turn, and then I hopefully can do big. None of it's really guaranteed. I guess he can like empty the horns if he wants, though. I think that's maybe asking for trouble. Probably he'll be fine. Now I have 7 uniques. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna live or die by how good his next hand is, really. I probably don't need to play the jack. It's like a little extra draw, but I mean, if he draws again, then I'm gonna have to lower the horns. So if he draws again, he'll just have a. Well, I'm probably not quite a pile out, but close to it. Gotta think. Guess I can play one. I can draw even a little bit more. Okay. I guess this is all right. No. I can take the last hop. He's got 5 hops. He's super in debt. I have to call guide to. Well, he can't even do the provinces, right? He doesn't have a guide in play. So all he could do would be like to empty. He have 5. You would have to get $20, and that would lose because I have the estate. You can't get the guide in place. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he can't do the provinces next turn. So you have 5 gains from hop. Basically, let's say infinite buys. I mean, for these purposes. But you would need $20. Well, not $20. He would need $17, which I guess he probably has. Well, how many silvers has he gained? $17 would be. We only have the 7 coppers and then however many silvers, which it's like 3 or 2 for him. I guess probably 3. He has to be 3. Just 3. So he only has $13 in deck. In fact, I only have a couple more coppers that I could have gotten play. Unless I'm missing something, I think this is all right. Now, I do have to call guide. And I could just straight up die off the guide call, because this is a hand you would normally keep. I may also run into... Well, there are a lot of problems I could run into, truth be told. It hurts to have a villager, or not a village in here. But we'll see. So pretty easy for me to die. He also didn't play guide yet, so he still does not on the next turn have the pile out or any province threat. He would have needed to gain like a navigator or something, which he couldn't do. He literally just couldn't. He just actually couldn't. I mean, I guess this is whatever. Hopefully he drew a copper. It's not really new information. He didn't, like, he kept it, so it's kind of funny looking, but it wasn't new information. It wasn't like he discarded it and then he went back and said, "Can I keep it?" So it was probably just the realization that he would still not have he still would not have the 2 or he still wouldn't have the threat. Now I'm in trouble because this is like a much better turn. He can set up for doing whatever next turn for sure if I don't fire off. If I don't fire off, he can like get so many. Well, I mean, I guess he can't lower too far. I guess he's in a bit of an awkward spot. I guess like guarantee. I mean, you can get a bunch of guides to up the villagers again. But yeah, I guess some lowering is a little bit frightening, depending on what it is exactly. I may have wanted to... I don't remember how much money I had. It may have been better for me to leave the horn and buy a village or 2 with the blacksmith. Because I think 5 provinces should pretty much be sufficient here. So going for 6 is like probably overkill. And I think it still would have been safe from threat. I would have had to check the counts again, but I think with the money, he just didn't have it. So yeah, he's like taking things to give himself villagers. And then I guess gold looks like just worse than courtier to me. You don't need both of those uniques, I don't think. You really only need one of them. I mean, there's some draws where it matters, so it's not 100% clear, but the yeah, I mean, I definitely can run into action issues, like super easy. So it probably should have been village instead of the maybe 2 villages and the blacksmith instead of the other horn, which I think still looks safe and would have been I mean, we're gonna play some villagers, so the order here, it should be better to play the royal blacksmith first, I believe. Yeah, this is the problem I was always gonna have, isn't it? Or one potential problem. And I guess I get the provinces. I get the 4 provinces, so that's something. I don't get the I don't know if it'll be enough. I can't end it. I mean, he probably catches me on duchies. He could fail to draw. What did he end up buying? I mean, now he has additional time. Does the duchy even help me? I guess it might. Does the royal blacksmith help me? Most likely he just blows up big enough to win right now. That's the most likely outcome. I do have I have rangers down in here. If I had found another ranger instead of a jack, then we would have made it. We would have drawn to the last hop. I mean, that wouldn't win, but it would have been. It would have also been additional cash. So it would have been probably 6 provinces, though maybe just 5 in a duchy. I don't know if the blacksmith helps me. What am I even trying to do here? It's gonna be bad times. Most likely, I'm not getting another turn though. It's not like the worst deck in the world for getting duchies, I will say, because there is some cash in his deck. Discards nothing. That's nice. Nice. Yeah, this should be a win for him. I think if I get to the 6, I'm okay. Mostly just because the deck is capable of 9 provinces, so I probably can get to a 7 before it really matters. I mean, mostly the 5th province, of course, is the biggest deal. But I guess I would have, based on this hand, it looks like I would have been shy the did he really only have, I guess it doesn't matter. I was surprised he couldn't play the guide earlier, or not the guide, the courtier on a guide to get the multi-type. Alright, he takes game 1. Yeah, if I get the 5th province, I think I'm okay, but if like 5 province and duchy would have been probably more points than he's like realistically coming back from before the end of the game. Sitting ready, he's a quick readier. You can like see there wasn't any order set up, like it's right there. We got a bandit fort game. That's fun. There are other ways of making cash here. I don't know. You can open scavenger, or you can open ironworks, I guess. Both are, I think, fairly reasonable. I guess you can open with an overlord. Not sure or why on this board you would do that, but how to get to grand markets is a bit of a thing. Quite a few capitalism targets. I don't know how important it is, but they're there. They exist. Ironworks definitely feels like you may get some nice use out of it. No doubt there. We'll try the opening of it. I think Scavenger is fine too. I think Navigator and Scavenger maybe are kind of close, but Scavenger looks better. Again, I don't think you have to open Ironworks. You have to build here though to the Grand Market Hunting Grounds drawing stuff thing. I would say for sure. But these are both coppers. This will be a minstrel for me. I think one, I mean, you do have to figure out a way to hit the 6 once. I guess you don't have to play with the grand markets, but it seems kind of hard not to. I think like a courtier is probably pretty good. I mean, if you're not playing grand market, you just have no cash. That isn't, I mean, you can do capitalism, I guess, and have a bunch of scavengers and navigators. That's true. You could play what looks like more of a money-ish deck. Via those silver equivalents. which could be good. I mean, he's not buying anything. I don't know why. I don't know why he's playing the copper. I guess you could overlord. I don't know. I don't think I would overlord. He does not overlord. You really only want the there's no triple types, right? Even with the capitalism. You can get to double types, which are kind of nice, but no trips. The only real reason I guess that you even want Grand Market here is because of buy, or the main reason is because of buy. You do need quite a few minstrels here to make it without the trashing. It's a courtier, I think that's fine. Actually, I shouldn't discard, right? Well, it's not totally clear. I don't remember what was left exactly. Mm. I haven't drawn a well with the minstrel yet, so that's a little sad. These have actually been pretty awful reshuffles as far as it goes. Maybe I should have. I mean, I did it because the Ironworks was out, but I probably here with this much crap as far as the estates goes, probably should have. I probably should have kept the shuffle. Like here, it's almost. Yeah, there's a bit of a scavenger anti-synergy with the minstrel as well. You go ahead and buy a Honey Grounds. I was pretty sad I didn't hit 6 on one of the shuffles, but I don't think this is close actually. I think this is just like a clear Honey Grounds. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah. This is like garbage. And this is bad too, because now I have to top deck a copper. Not really anything to be done about it. At this point. If he has the hunting grounds, we're in real trouble. Which he can now get. Maybe he already has it in hand, but he can get it since he has the scavenger. Maybe when I spoke, it wasn't like totally clear from my perspective, but now it is. You can draw it. So this is trouble. This is also 6 virtual, so he'll be able to buy a grand market if he wants. He's gonna probably run away a bit with it from this point. I do think that the scavenger discard on the Ironworks turn play was incorrect. There's also not. There's like limited amounts of control you can get here. Which makes it all a bit tough. Like surely you'd get a minstrel here so you can, that's what you hit with your scavenger. I would be pretty confused otherwise. Like this looks pretty easy. Courtier, get the money, buy grand market. To me, it doesn't look especially difficult. Maybe okay. Now I need to think about well, we're for sure not hitting the grand market this turn. This has got to just be a a hunting grounds buy. For sure. I guess we should stop once there's a minstrel in the deck. I mean, maybe I should have stopped earlier. If all I can do is buy hunting grounds and I already played the Ironworks. Once I had the cash, this was all a bit overkill. I think there is a minstrel still in the deck. Okay. I mean, he could choke, but it's not. Well, this is not promising. Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. I mean, this is probably not recoverable. I think one thing they can do They could go like capitalism hunting grounds this turn, or capitalism courtier. I don't know exactly how much money they'll have, but I wouldn't be. If I was Sicomatic, I wouldn't be super worried about doing grand markets again beyond beyond the first one. At least not if you have like $11 or something. I would just go like hunting grounds capitalism, and then in the future just go like hunting grounds courtier, or you may have to add bazaars or something, but I guess I could have, when I did my ironworks, I could have tried to get the another navigator or scavenger or something so that I could hit the grand market last turn, but I don't know that that was really the buy anyway to do. So I would either just get the courtier or go ahead and do the capitalism. I don't know if there's an advantage to particular order or to not doing capitalism first. I'm not sure. You can also just shore up consistency a bit and get a bazaar. If you already have a minstrel on top, I wouldn't worry about it so much. And I don't like the overlord. I don't really see what it's doing. As far as optionality, I don't really see that you need it, but it isn't to say that it's like a really bad buy or anything like that. Still have that ironworks in there. How much money can I get? Not that much, unfortunately. Is really everything single nose? But I guess you can get the overlord for your courtier. I don't know. That doesn't seem. Maybe that's the right sequence. If the debt doesn't hurt you at all, but I mean, at the end, I can like top deck a wishing well or something. I can also try and get more cash, either navigator. What does additional cash do for me though? At this point, truly. I'm gonna have to go. Can I get to 11 and buy? No. It's like, that's crazy. None of it's gonna work. Oh no. What did I get to? I did get to 10 and buy. That sucks. If I had. Well, I got my wish right and I didn't draw. I got my wish, I got the navigator, I didn't draw an estate. So this was like as good as I could actually do, to be honest. What is the absolute? Okay, I didn't know I had that few. He's already asked for these. I didn't know how many cards I had left. And of course, it's figurable. I just am being stupid. It's a really great draw for me. Sicko and I are making heavy use of the undo today. Oh man, it's like nighttime outside. It's like heavy, heavy cloud cover. I didn't even notice. At this point, I'll never get a grand market like that. I'm beyond the grand market situation for sure. There's not going to be really an opportunity for me to do one. What's important is I put a navigator into my deck. This draw could go fine. I mean, obviously I have a great opening hand for drawing. I just think I'm too far behind in tempo. Though I didn't love the, like I said, I didn't love the Overlord buy at all. But I think it's probably still I'm too like turn or half a turn behind. Still, there's definitely, I mean, you can top deck one good card or whatever, but you can always dud here. We have 7 coppers and 3 estates, and we'll have that for the rest of the game. So it's not gonna be ever worth resigning until the game is actually over. He's getting a bit ahead on the old wishing wells, which are of course quite good here. Though he doesn't have as many minstrels, so some of the top decking stuff is not as easy to do. He does take a gold, which I will say I think is probably fine. I don't know what it's getting him specifically this turn. I'm sure he's counted it up. But I expect the 2 points are probably reasonable for taking that hit there. Still have not. This is all a bit weird. I'm not sure what he has left in hand to say what this ought to be. Do you have more minstrels? Are you gonna trigger on a minstrel? I mean, I guess he has Overlord. Yeah, okay. He did trigger on a minstrel. Or tier. I have to assume that's just money. He's into the grand markets, which, like I said, to me, if you're passing, if you're not playing your 7 coppers and you're like passing on a hunting ground buy or a bazaar buy or whatever, seems worse to me than picking up another grand market. But they're definitely not bad by any stretch, but like I guess I don't know where the math. I mean, maybe there it just makes sense given his debt and stuff. That's not beyond belief at all. So can go ahead and do the navigator now and get a couple hits here. I don't think the order is too terribly important, other than because we're gonna end up drawing everything. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, we could do this different ways, but none of it's a particularly big deal, I don't think. We have the other court here. I guess I didn't know that there was a minstrel left. Well, I mean, I didn't notice. I guess I didn't know is not the right way to describe this situation. Do I want the gold? What do I get here? I have 2, 4. Left a lot of coppers. 2, 4. 7, 13. It's okay. I guess it's actually going to get to 15. Or 14 maybe. Okay. This is a little bit better. I don't actually need the capitalism part at all, but so I'm just going to go ahead and play these in the action phase. Now there is Ironworks could get a little more money, but okay, this is great. Great opening hand. We'll see if he moves at all on money or on points at some point. I don't know if anyone's gonna really have the overdraw to do an Ironworks pile out. Maybe. I don't know. I guess the nice thing for me is the Ironworks pile out gains quite a bit of money as well, which maybe doesn't matter, but might. Wells will certainly empty. As far as another pile, I don't know if we'll get something low enough. There's always estates if you have some of the Ironworks. So that's not crazy. I'm up to 4 buys, 5, yeah, so. I mean, if you can add a couple Ironworks on your next turn and buy hunting grounds, I may have that kind of threat. You have to make sure that you're not opening something up for them, but is not. I'm not actually sure who has like more draw versus stop cards at this point. The wells, since the wells fluctuate. I mean, most of the wells hit. There's usually some way to enable it, but they can also, if they had a lot of draw this turn, have a little better threat on pile outs. Or Sicko can improve his threat pile outs. I don't know if maybe last turn should have just been double hunting grounds. I don't know how close that gets me to a kind of to an ironworks thing. Sure, I don't know it. It'll change, but it's fine. I mean, I don't know specifically what the reasoning is for it, but does he getting the gold? Probably getting the gold. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. There's a lot of money, of course, so he can also just start provincing. Like he can do province. I don't know, province bazaar hunting grounds well or something. Well, that's probably too much money, but you know what I mean, something like that. It's only off by $1 actually, what I said. But, province bazaar hunting grounds would be probably pretty good. We're not going to resign here again. Like I said, there's always going to be the chance that someone draws a 5 stop cards or you know, dies eventually. So Overlord, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the money, again, the money could like never matter. So in that case, yeah, I get it. What is the play here actually? I mean, I guess the navigator is a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. Ironworks copper. And this could die. Okay, it didn't die. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I need to do something to get in the 3 pile angle. He could get to 24, can't he? Good. Well, drawing that. I'm saying if I take a hunting grounds, then they might. Well, they'd get 25. Probably not. Okay. Probably okay. How much money am I going to have? 3, 11, 13, 17, maybe $20. 2 wishing wells on top is pretty tempting to just leave. Though if I want the money, maybe it's not worth it. How many ironworks can I get here? Does it help me? Ironworks, of course, can be just stop cards that suck. Good province. He also has a score to beat me. Okay. I should get an Ironworks. I don't think he'll ever have the draw to end it. Well, how much is these? Are now $28. I think I may want another Ironworks. I could stop here though. I mean, he's just gonna like score big, I think. I do top deck an Ironworks? Okay. That must be copper. So we need to do all of these now. Hopefully I didn't lower too much here, but I may have. I could buy an estate. Surely that's not the play. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay, well, he's starting with a wishing well too, so he's possibly in trouble. He's in the similar hand that I'm gonna have here. Maybe I should have gotten Overlord. I mean, I guess if he overdraws, I probably left an Ironworks pile out for him. He can probably chain at least a couple of those. He must have drawn an Overlord, because otherwise, I mean, you got to play it as a Bazaar, right? Is there? Hopefully he stopped, but I'm confused. Maybe did he top deck all that? Otherwise, the play order is kind of bizarre to me. Sort of confusing to me. He is playing Wells early, so that it maybe bodes well for his inability to chain the Ironworks, but I probably went too low. Because he's certainly having a full turn at this point. I also forgot that Overlord could be played as well. I was more counting it as cash, but yeah, he's just gonna have an Ironworks pile out. This was stupid of me. Oh well. Definitely one less of the Ironworks would have been more reasonable. Though maybe that was feasible too for him. Yeah, probably one less. Or two less. How many did I take? I just took two, so it's either one. Maybe it's 0. I could have also double provinced on my turn as well, which maybe was a thing to try. On the other hand, you maybe can argue that I just had to put my deck in a position where if he has a bad turn, I can like take advantage of it in some way. So it's very possible that that way is just, scoring a decent amount, which is also totally a thing. Like if I doubled and he misses, then I can possibly double again. Could be good. Yeah, so he's just going for it, which he should have the resources. I mean, he's got 2 minstrels unplayed. He's got an overlord unplayed, which can get an ironworks. He's got some wells. He has like a lot of wells actually. Like at least 2. And maybe the wells ended up splitting, but I thought maybe I guess the wells probably ended up splitting, though maybe he has 6 of them. Anyway, he'll get there. The ironworks will get dropped to at least like 2 or 3 just by chaining ironworks, and then beyond that, it'll just be trivial. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say I should put myself into a position where I can pile out if he does. I don't think that was. I mean, that's not unreasonable. I don't think from my position, but. He did his wishing wrong. Like he had to know those, right? But I'm not granting that undue. No, he'll have it regardless. He just has to buy a province. I guess. Well, I think he had more resources unused, but I was gonna say, and maybe he still had I was gonna say maybe in this instance, I believe he still had resources unused. Maybe he didn't, and maybe an estate would have saved me. That's pretty funny if it would have. All right, so he gets game 2. I'd have to go back and look and see if he actually fully stopped. He may have just stopped playing cards because he had the win in hand, but not because he was dudded, Okay. Yeah, this is a bit of a board. Don't know. I'm not super clear. I mean, I guess I go Vampire Hamlet. If they're opening, like if he has the 3/4 and he's opening a Guardian, there's like some appeal to just going straight for the junk dealer, to be honest. I mean, I guess the Guardian is like gonna be hiding a little bit, but like, what do you? I mean, eventually you can do Royal Blacksmith Hamlet stuff, and possibly Paddock, and like Soothsayer for golds and various things, but the vampire is interesting. I mean, the vampire, of course, will be good. That's not really the question. It's more like, do you get some kind of tempo advantage by taking junk dealer right away that I can run away with? Okay. I mean, I guess this may hit me a little bit. I was probably not buying a 3, but if I draw vampire or an estate, then it's a bit of a hit. Do I want a guardian? Not super clear to me. This hand, I mean, it could get me another 5, so okay, it didn't, but it's sort of like insurance in the case of the vampire misses. Maybe one way to think about it. This could be good. Could it? I'm about to do something that maybe is questionable. It's like the money's a problem, right? I don't have other money besides coppers, so the debt will be like, I don't think I can do it yet. Like all you're doing is trying to get around a plan. I mean, I guess if I get a soothsayer, maybe it's reasonable. But you don't really want a soothsayer yet. Like your second bat play, you want a soothsayer, maybe. Your second vampire play. I mean, truthfully, if I was going blacksmith, soothsayer, it's not crazy. It's truly not. What does frog do? Are there any like froggy tricks to employ here? You know, I love a good froggy trick. Haddock's not bad either now. The second vampire, I'm a little hesitant on. For some reason. If you have a bunch of money when you're buying the Royal Blacksmith, you just go into 3 debt or something. That's totally different. But and I do get to block the vampire. I guess I can always scheme a Hamlet to save a little bit of money in my top decking situation. I want to go for that. Gotta. He does have the second favorite. What does he gain? He gains a paddock. All right. Yeah, the question is like, do I go top deck blacksmith here? Same option. It would be like Frog, Hamlet, play Paddock, buy Traveling Fair, Blacksmith, play the Vampire, gain a probably a Soothsayer. This is okay. This can do a similar thing. I guess that was both the Hamlets. So I guess there I should have probably gotten by. Oh yeah. We're going. I think I thought it was a bat. I'm just gonna ask it. He's already been. Not gonna. So it's like either go for the. I don't know. Oh, good hits. We've gotten the discard hexes so far. At least the ones that have gone through. That was a lot of the coppers is the reason I was like okay with blacksmithing there. There's like 3 coppers and a junk dealer in the discard right now. Go. Should only be like 1 more copper left. I think. Good. Beautiful. This is triggering for sure. There's more crap in here worth drawing. We're gonna need to get 1 action, of course. But we can just see if we find the junk dealer. Okay, so we didn't find the junk dealer. Does buy matter? We're basically just paying off debt. There may be a guardian in here too with the junk dealer. I guess we could Like if we think buying a hamlet's super important versus the thing we can wait on the estate trash. Oh, I'm just sorry. I'm just super confused. I'm just dumb. Is the way to actually. This is just pay off debt. I guess there is something to be said though for maybe batting 2 coppers versus the 1 estate. I don't know if it's like worth it, but maybe. Okay. I mean, we know we're gonna trash this, so this is not an especially. This could end badly. Okay, it's fine. All good. We may just scheme this thing. How many coppers are left? 3 coppers. I just trashed 1. So this Royal Blacksmith isn't so great. Though we'll probably end up playing it anyway, just because we want to get to the we want to get to the soothsayer. Yeah, that's a bit problematic. I like getting the golds right now. I'm a fan of that. This will finish the coppers pretty much. And then we'll think about greening. The hope is just that I have enough of a payload lead right now that I win. Obviously he has like more paddocks than me, so he's got a little bit. He still has like a a reasonable source of cash. How many coppers are left? 6. But his Royal Blacksmith didn't get hit at all. Of course, he tossed one of them. He doesn't have that many, but it was still nice. I mean, it looks like there were some in deck, but maybe there weren't. Yeah, we just keep getting the goals, adding some paddocks. Like I don't mind if I mean the paddocks when they activate, they'll be a little better for him than they will be for me, just because he has more of them. But I don't think that Like the non-terminalness doesn't benefit him that much. He doesn't really have terminals. I guess it benefits him because right now he's having to play Hamlets for action to get the paddock. But maybe I want to green and force the issue, though he'll probably just empty the Hamlets himself relatively quickly. It would be somewhat nice for him probably to take some curses, like they're probably not really harmful to him with the bat out. Unfortunately, although maybe he chose to make it this way right now, the way my vampire play is, it's on the turn he has the guardian, so I don't know if he did that intentionally or if it just sort of how it worked out. Certainly for me, it doesn't make sense to like hold off on vampire play for any reason. I can also just become, more even on the paddocks, in which case the activation, works in my favor as well. That's a possibility. Probably here we trash the rest of the coppers. Hopefully this turn is like a full drawing turn. Like we get everything, but trash the rest of the coppers, and then the next bat hit can be on the junk dealer itself, and then we'll be far enough in turns that I'll have to just like think about whether they not find the curse. Okay. I have to think about whether it's even worthwhile to me for me to try to, what am I trying to say here? Like add a copper to continue vampiring and batting and on some turn in the future. We want to find the real blacksmith soon. I don't think we necessarily need either one of these here. Well, we need action. That's silly. Certainly need action. But we probably don't need buy. Like, I don't know that we need 3 buys. Okay. So Hamlet, discard for action. Oh, I see. There is a little bit of an issue, but we can still be okay. Could go Hamlet Paddock, or I could go Hamlet Blacksmith. Could just go Blacksmith, I guess. Could go double Hamlet Forum. There are options. I guess he has a lot of horses. Did he bottom deck like 1,000,000 horses? Still doesn't have money. Or not much. This turn, I guess we can Juncular Copper and gain a paddock by a province. I expect them to empty the hamlets, but we'll see. Yeah, you can do that with the horses. That's always nice. It's really far from like double for them, unless they add a soothsayer. Still, it's a couple turns away, whereas I'm like 1 turn away, I guess. As long as I go into a turn where I don't have debt, then we're kind of in. It's a bit similar to the last game in the sense that I was second player, but I have this, this more or less half turn lead. Much harder to dud here, I think, and then in the previous game. I'm actually shocked that neither of us ever had like once we were doing the more drawing stuff, that in the previous game that neither of us ever had some kind of dud. I mean, that again, there was scavenger, but so he's still not even emptying them. Well, unless he gains one with the vampire, which is possible. Oh, okay, they have a dismantle, which doesn't look bad, doesn't look that exciting either, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's gonna be his, their way of getting the cash, as it were. But okay, so they want the copper. Be nice to not hit the copper here. Okay. Perfect. I guess I haven't been gaining the gold and playing it. That's true. I don't know if there was probably a place where I could have just done that and I was just like botching it up. Seems like extremely likely that I did that somewhere. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I only need 2 actions, so this isn't. I can even scheme the. Oh. I forgot the Royal Blacksmith takes an action. Okay. Well, this isn't. It's not the biggest deal if we don't scheme the horse. Hopefully, we'll find out. Not quite to double. We could do Royal Blacksmith. We could do Forum. I'm not going to activate their paddocks. I'm just going to wait for them to do that. I don't have any pressing reason. I don't think I need to dismantle. It would basically just be whether I want another Royal Blacksmith. Which, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is actually more terminals than I can play until the paddocks are turned on. This is true. I took actions every time. This is true of this gain as well. I'm sort of operating under the assumption that he'll turn them on. Maybe that's incorrect. I can double this turn. Maybe it should have been just a... I don't believe that he can double this turn, but maybe if you dismantle for silver and gold, then he can get it. And then I'll have to start watching things, but I'm not sure he has quite the draw to make it all work. Maybe. They have 1 Royal Blacksmith and 4 paddocks, so they have 5. Okay, so they do have enough hamlets to play everything. No, they don't. They're short in terminal because they have 4 paddocks, 1 Royal Blacksmith, and 1 dismantle. So they have 6 terminals, but they only have a total of 5 actions they can do. They can dismantle a paddock, and then they won't be over anymore, but... Or that, they can activate mid-turn. Okay, so now I'm not, like I said, he did, that would make my form look a little nicer as a paddock because I probably don't need the consistency, but it's okay. We'll see if he has double here, what exactly the money looks like. And they will be able to add another bit of payload, whether that's a dismantle or whatever. They must have some more horses unplayed still, surely. Well, I have 5 of them. So they only have 4 horses. Could be interesting. Could maybe they can pull it out. No, I'm not in the empty estate world at all. Not at the moment anyway. They're like gonna have to province, but And then if I double, then they're in an awkward spot. I don't think they can quad. They can't quad, so if I double, then what do they do? And I can like triple the next turn or something. Get close to it. I'm going to have a bunch of money this turn. And also I'm going to have horses on at least. I don't know. There's not going to be a... he did get another pack, so maybe the estates are in play now. How much money is that? Every one of them is $4, but well, no, not everyone. I can get up to 6 buys. So then I only need 3 more extra, $6. So it's like $6 more. So it's like 6, 11. Oh, it's like 27. Okay, no, never mind. That's okay though. I don't need to do that. Do I need... oh yeah, I don't need as many actions now. Like at all. No, the Guardians are maybe a little... no, they're not cheaper. I mean, the ending is cheaper, but it doesn't work. Actually, maybe it does. Does he have the guard? He doesn't have the Guardian, so I do score a point on him. I didn't think of that. So that's a little cheaper, but not like way cheaper. 14. Excuse me. So 5, 14. I mean, that's already like that's already a lot of money. It's like $23. Which read at I had $18. I guess I'm not quite there. I'm not actually that far off of it though. What's the curses? How's the curse thing look? If I take 8 or 7 curses, that costs $14 in and of itself. No, it doesn't, because they're much... the curse pile might work, because if I do 6 buys, that leaves 3 extra, but I need a pro... okay, that's not... I need a pro... no, I don't know, though. I think all that is too expensive. So you need province duchy, so you need actually like 5 extra buys, so $10, 15, 20, yeah, that's too much. It's way too much. Guess it's okay to play that now? I don't know. Okay. I don't think we'll need more than 3 buys. It was probably incorrect to play some of the horses right away, but we just want to get up to 4 here. It's another gold. Does Paddock doesn't open up some pile out for them, does it? If I take another one. They have 1 vampire, so they could get a duchy. We put them at an 8. They trash a curse. They go down 1. I mean, if they could empty the estates, is that feasible? For them to empty the estates? If I take a paddock? I'm not going to empty the duchies. That's not something I have to worry about. I have like 6 of the horses or something that are out there. 3. Like 5 or 6 of them. Roughly. Yeah, I mean, I feel fine. Unless something I'm totally whiffing on, I think this is just totally okay. Totally a wrap. I think next turn is like half EP. Effectively. With no... Well, I guess no is not the right thing. With very little chance of deading. I'll be right back. I mean, I don't even care if you... I don't think it can change the outcome. I think the only thing that can happen is... yeah, I don't know. What did he dismantle? Yeah. Gets another dismantle. So like, what do you do against triple province duchy? There's not enough duchies. And I mean, what actually happens is, of course, I just pile out because he didn't even catch me in points. So I can just empty whatever. I can empty guardians. I can empty curses. Oh my word. Oh no, but he made the paddocks. That was also very bad. Because it, like, if I don't find a hamlet, I dud, but he made it so that not even that can happen. Because I have to fail to find a paddock and I have to fail to find both, which is just like nearly impossible. I'm just gonna click. Do we have the 6/18/25? I don't want to miss it in case I've. But yeah, like the emptying the paddocks there is actually like maybe killing his like one out. Not that he really has one, but I kind of, at least a little bit through my hand, it sort of looks scary. He's doing it again. He's quick. He's quick. Whoops. Quick clicking player order. We gotta fix that. All right. So anyway, I'll take it. This is such a pain. This is seriously such a pain. Like, what do you do a crossroads deck against militia, right? That doesn't work. That can't be a thing. I mean, I guess you put supplies on top, it helps that a little bit, but you can just get a bunch of golds and buy provinces. This is a very base set-y board. We've got like four base set cards. And you know, some other earlyish things like Mint and Crossroads, where you get to some of the more modern stuff. The like you just have to do militia, right? And buy golds. I mean, you can try to make a deck, but it seems so bad. Like Lost Arts, even just, I guess you can put Lost Arts on the farmers markets. I don't know. Is that a thing? That's the only thing I can think of for putting. I mean, you can put Lost Arts on the Crossroads, but then you have to get some kind of luck on the draws there, because if they're militia, then again, if they aren't trashed and thin, then how often are they militiating you? I don't know. It's super interesting. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible work, but it's kind of interesting. If you can make this stuff work, like your thing that would be, he has the 5/2. Okay, so you can open supplies. Okay, so like that's a reasonable start to doing the thing, I suppose. That's sort of what it's got to look like. Though if you don't hit the supplies on the mint, they don't collide, then you're like, I guess it's not that sad. You probably just buy a supplies. I don't feel like the 5/2 is like, you know, into the game. I'm okay for playing it out a bit, but a bit. You're just trying to see if I can make the deck with the crossroads. It's so bad if you're under attack. So bad. You just end up with I don't even know what you end up with. Straight up garbage. This is an interesting, this would be my mint hand, right, if I was going to do it. Like you would just take the loss of the supplies, I guess. It could also be my mine hand. I suppose you can do Lost Arts on mine. Everything here's. Does the mint work? Does the mint work here? Not really as big a mint as you would like, and it's not the right, it's not quite the right shape for it. You get the mine. I just almost want to buy the mine. It's so bad. You're like hoping against hope that you get to. I don't even know what it does. It even work? Can it possibly work? This is. I'm gonna hit the make Mixinock resign limit for sure here. Oh, Mason. They're probably not playing militia consistently. Oh my word. I keep wanting to click on the mine, but I don't know why. What even is the purpose? He did hit. He did hit the thing. It was nice for them. This deck is my deck's gonna be terrible. This is gonna be one of the worst decks I've ever built. Without a doubt. This should really be meant for me. Well, that was good. I'm hitting him a bit. Hitting him a little bit. Which is good. The thing that'll hurt is once he has gotten his militia, then there will be some problems. For sure. There's another crossroads in here. Green cards. He drew deck. No, he didn't. But he got kind of close. The mint's down in there. I think he's just got to buy a militia. The mine is going to be so crappy. Hopefully he didn't get to it. Either the crossroads or the militia. Hopefully he just drew a bunch of green. Obviously that's not like super likely, but I can hope. He's got another horse too, so which he just isn't playing for some reason. I guess if he thinks, sort of confusing to me, but anyway, it's fine. This is great for me. I would really like to just start buying provinces more or less whenever I can afford them. Which of course I don't like have a bunch of money. But I am pretty clean, so I can probably stonemason either the mint or the mine. Like I assume he's just playing another horse. That's like pretty bizarre to just stop there. Now I'm just confused, but okay. So there go those. That was pretty good for me. I don't get to... I mean, I guess I can get a silver and get the last supply. Is getting silver particularly good? Probably gold is still useful, right? So now the question is, is more supplies good? Probably it's worth it to have the 2 horses on top to not... But do I want additional supplies? Are those good or not? Relative to getting a silver in hand here, which might be good. Possibly. What does this silver get me to? 5 versus 4. 5 is, yeah, not the best. Somehow we need to get to a point where I guess I can also Night Watchman, because there's only one green card. It's like Crossroads, Stonemason, some more supplies. He's gonna militia me this turn for sure. A village. Could buy the silver. These decks will forever be a mess. That's okay. That's okay. What if he's gonna go like Stonemason here? I'm not like... Lost Arts on Crossroads would be okay. I'm gonna try and make this deck, so that means... But it's like an awful deck, because you have to like... You have to buy green, and then you have to get lucky with your Crossroads. And I have a bunch of junk in my deck that I can't really trash very easily. I can fortunately I can trash the mine and the mint with the Stonemason, but I can't really get rid of the Stonemason itself very easily. Which is going to be an issue. Now, if he fails to draw the militia, then I'm okay. I'm in all right shape. There are a couple of states down in here, I think. So he gets a duchy, which I think is not crazy. Even though it can sort of look crazy. I think it's not. I think it's actually not crazy. But of course, there's this. There's still. It still doesn't. The deck still doesn't work. Just, like it absolutely does not work. I get a village and crossroads. I mean, I can go real heavy on the crossroads though. So far, I haven't quite lined it up. Does he still have copper? He still has the coppers. Okay, well, maybe I have one copper. Because he trashed 5 right at the start, so he must only have 2. But he never trashed them. But I must have a copper. Can I play it? Did I play it back here? Okay. This is hard. I don't think you do stonemason. I don't think that's right. But certainly another estate doesn't seem completely bonkers to me. If he finds militia, then I'll be quite sad. If he doesn't, then might have a turn. I'm going to assume he didn't find militia. I think he probably play it pretty quickly. So he just didn't keep horses to the discard. He like kept a crossroads and a green card, I guess. That's a little weird. Losing the duchy. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have 4 green cards top decked. Oh no, but this is still something. This is still a little bit of draw. Not a lot of draw, but a little bit of draw. I think the plays here are pretty clear. The only question is whether you want to do... Well, I guess the amount matters somewhat, but... What's left? Down in there. Is there another crossroad? There's another estate. Okay. I mean, it could be nice to trash the copper. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, province is really nice, though. So, like, Lost Arts is really nice. It's a supplies. Yeah, it's an estate and it supplies. Um. I have 4. He didn't play the militia, so he's really likely to this turn. It's gonna be totally wrong. So I still didn't have a militia. Oh, I didn't draw crossroads. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, if I'd drawn a cross, and these are all the, there's all the green cards. Do I have a win? There's not a win. Oh, that sucks. If I found a crossroads there, I probably shouldn't have. Well, I don't know. He's not gonna empty. That's not really a thing. Yeah, that sucks. There's still some green in here though, and a bunch of crossroads, but basically if the green's on top, then I may be okay. But otherwise it's gonna be pretty rough. Okay, here we go. Now we've got a bunch of moats and smithies. Or better than that, labs and super labs. Super duper labs. Okay. This is a finish. Yeah, this is a finish. I almost didn't see it. I actually didn't, strictly speaking, have to play the militia. Well, I guess I sort of did the thing, but really it was really bad. Truly, it was really bad. It may have been the best thing though, but it was really awful. Yeah, I mean if they're switching, when do they play right now? I mean, I don't care. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I will get the last 2 games tomorrow. Go watch the big money tournament finale. See y'all later.